What if the key to true peace isn't holding on, but letting go? Have you ever felt like life keeps slipping out of your hands, no matter how tightly you try to hold on? The job you thought would make you happy changes. The person you loved drifts away. Even your body, the one thing you thought you could count on, grows older each day. And yet, we keep clinging. We cling to people, possessions, achievements, and even the idea of who we think we are. But what if the very act of clinging is what keeps us restless, anxious, and searching? In this video, we're going to explore why letting go is not giving up, but the most radical act of freedom you can ever take. We'll explore Buddhist teachings on impermanence and non-attachment, uncover why surrender isn't weakness but strength, and learn practical ways to release the constant grip of fear and control. By the end, you'll understand why so many spiritual masters, from the Buddha to Zen teachers, say that true peace begins the moment we stop trying to control the river of life and start flowing with it. Let's begin. 1. Why clinging makes us suffer. We live in a culture that teaches us, hold on, fight harder, never let go. We're told to chase success, protect what's ours, and keep life under control. But here's the truth. Nothing we cling to lasts forever. The people we love will change or leave. Our achievements will fade. Our bodies will age, weaken, and eventually die. Buddhism teaches that this truth is not something to fear. It is simply the way life is. The Buddha called it anicca, impermanence. Yet, because we resist this reality, we create suffering. We cling to youth and fight aging. We cling to relationships and fear loss. We cling to our identities and panic when they shift. It's like holding a rope that's pulling us through thorns. The harder we hold, the more it hurts. The Buddha compared this clinging to carrying a burning torch against the wind. The harder you hold, the more it burns. But if letting go brings peace, why is it so hard? 2. What letting go really means. When we hear let go, many of us imagine giving up, quitting our dreams, abandoning people, or becoming detached and cold. But in Buddhism, letting go isn't about losing your life. It's about losing your illusion of control. It means we stop trying to make life obey our will and start working with the natural flow of things. We release the demand that people, experiences, and even our own minds must be different than they are. This surrender doesn't make life dull, it makes it vivid. Colors seem sharper, moments feel lighter. We love more freely because we're not grasping so tightly. Think of water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it escapes. But cup your hands gently and the water rests there, calm and still. That's the art of surrender. Not throwing life away, but holding it so gently that peace can rest in your palms. 3. Why we fear surrender. So why don't we just let go? Because surrender feels terrifying. It feels like stepping into emptiness. We fear. If I don't control everything, I'll lose everything. If I don't hold on to people, they'll leave me. If I don't keep chasing, I'll fall behind. But here's the truth. Buddhism teaches we don't really have control anyway. No amount of grasping can stop time. No force can prevent change. The illusion of control is exactly that, an illusion. Zen master Shunryu Suzuki once said, "Life is like stepping onto a boat that is about to sail out to sea and sink. Rather than being depressing, this is freeing. When we see that everything is passing, we stop fighting the tide. We stop exhausting ourselves trying to hold the ocean in our hands. 4. The Buddhist path to letting go. So how do we actually practice surrender? Buddhist wisdom offers a clear path, one that doesn't ask us to withdraw from life, but to move through it with ease. 1. Mindfulness of the present moment. By simply sitting, breathing, and noticing, we see how everything, thoughts, feelings, sensations, arises and fades. When we observe this directly, we see there is nothing solid to hold on to. 2. Contemplating impermanence. Reflect on this. Every breath you've ever taken is gone. Every moment is new. When we see this truth, we stop demanding permanence. 3. Compassionate awareness. Letting go doesn't mean becoming cold. In fact, when we release clinging, our hearts open. We stop loving to own or to keep, and we start loving simply to love. The Buddha said, "Whatever is subject to arising is subject to ceasing. Seeing this with wisdom brings peace." Through these practices, surrender stops being an idea and becomes a lived experience. 5. The gifts of letting go. What happens when we truly let go? What blooms in that space where control once ruled? 1. Peace emerges. Without the constant strain of managing life, there is a soft, natural peace. We find ourselves able to breathe, to rest, to simply be. 2. Fear fades. When we stop gripping so tightly, even death becomes less frightening. Not because we deny it, but because we see. There is no permanent self to be lost, only life continually changing form. 3. Love deepens. When we no longer cling to people as possessions, we love more freely. Every moment with them becomes a gift, not a guarantee. 4. Freedom awakens. The Buddha called this state nibbana, freedom from clinging. It's not a mystical faraway land. It's right here. In every moment we release the grasp of I and mine. The Diamond Sutra reminds us, "Thus shall you think of this fleeting world, a star at dawn, a bubble in a stream, a flash of lightning in a summer cloud, a flickering lamp, a phantom, and a dream." When we see life this way, not as something to trap, but as something to witness, we stop fighting and peace arises naturally. 6. How to practice surrender daily. Letting go isn't just for meditation cushions or monasteries, it's for real life. Here are 3 simple daily practices. 1. The breath. Pause. Whenever stress arises, pause, feel your breath. Whisper inwardly, "I can release this. I don't need to hold so tightly." 2. The gratitude shift. Instead of thinking, "I must keep this forever," shift to, "How precious that I have this now." This turns fear of loss into appreciation of the moment. 3. The observer practice. Notice when your mind clings. "I need this job, this person, this outcome." Gently step back. See the thought as just another cloud drifting by. Each time we practice, even for a few seconds, we feel lighter. And over time, this lightness becomes our natural way of being. 7. Closing reflection. Life was never meant to be controlled. It was meant to be lived, fully, openly, moment by moment. When we stop gripping the rope of control, we don't fall into chaos. We float. We see that peace isn't found by holding everything together, but by realizing it was never ours to hold. You don't need to abandon your dreams, relationships, or passions. You simply need to hold them lightly, with open hands, allowing them to change, to grow, and, when the time comes, to pass. This is not weakness. It is the deepest strength. The courage to trust life, the art of surrender. So take a breath, feel your body, and whisper softly, I release, I allow, I let life flow. Because true peace begins not when we grasp harder, but when we finally, gently let go. If this message touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who may need peace today, and subscribe to Mindfulness for more wisdom, guided reflections, and teachings to help you live with clarity and calm. Every interaction supports this space for growth and serenity. May you discover peace in every breath and true freedom in each moment of letting go.